Hey, what's up y'all? In today's video, we're going to go over consistency on the Sentinel role in Valorant. Let's finish the series up with the rest of the Sentinels, Chamber, Sage, and Deadlock. But today, let's just play Swift Play for our warm-up and use one of these three agents. Just get accustomed to their utility and play style. So Chamber is actually an extremely unique Sentinel where his playstyle is actually very aggressive. You need to be looking for first fights and to pay off with his teleport. Its instant getaway at a certain range is extremely strong, so you need to play off this piece of utility. You can also use his utility to have weird off angles in the fight. So let's look at this very common Lotus setup. Is placing his TP in waterfall. So you fight Mound and try to get that first fight and just TP away. Alright, so when attackers come, you just take this advantage fight. You have the advantage here because once you get this kill, you instantly TP away and it's 5-4 man advantage. Now let's watch my setup right here. Notice how my trip is always defeated. You want to put your trip to hold a section of the map and have it always up. Right? It's super important. And that's what makes Chamber a good Sentinel. Having that trip, being able to hold B main while taking aggressive fights. You always want to think about really good off angles, like this off angle right here. When people play Rubble, you get this kill and you just want to think of quirky teleports so you can get that one and done fight, right? Another common one is
that's not ready.
You open the door and get the fight here. You get this weird fight, weird off angle. No, the attackers really just don't do that. So, Chamber, you just want to be aggressive, look for off angles, look for those first fights. So the problem with players being inconsistent on Sage is not using her utility in the most efficient way. You want to use slows at crucial moments that can stop floods or retakes or slow down executes deployment. And walls are extremely important, and you need to be able to utilize this piece of utility very well. So look at this VOD. Look at this clip in this VOD. My Sage slows Snowman because we know someone's there, so we slow it to stop the swing and to secure the plant. The Snowman player is a real big problem because once we tap the bomb, he can easily swing and kill us. But slowing this is such a crucial piece of utility because the player can't swing. If he does swing, it's a free kill for us. Now look at our wall. We're using our wall to secure the plant as well. The wall is extremely important, and being able to use it is so good. Now let's talk about how we're using the wall and the slow together to take this fight. Knowing that the slow is actually trapping this player in this corner and the wall cuts off the sideline from orange, you see this red question mark in the middle of the map, we can actually take this free fight. And then now we plant the bomb. This is a perfect example of how to play Sage and using her utility. Most players don't really understand how to use her slows very efficiently. Now this slow right here is used just to slow down the retake. We know that the jet is orange, so we place a slow in orange to slow down the retake. Now look at the defender's jet point of view. He has to go through a slow, a double hold, and a wall just to defuse the bomb. Using the slow here is at a great timing, and it's something that you guys want to think about to slow down retakes, floods, or even executes defense. Alright, let's go into her resurrection that most people don't even really realize is the calm here is I'm going to take a belt fight because we have resurrection. We could take super aggressive fights just because we have resurrection. So when you have resurrect, you want to calm to your teammates some plays that you can make. Here the play is, okay, I'm just gonna swing belt. It is risky, but since I have res, I can take this fight. So being able to have this angle and this fight with res is super strong. You see the Sage is right behind him. having resurrection ready because this belt fight is risky, but it's high risk, high reward. So plays like this are really important, and see, taking this belt fight is really risky, but it gives us so much control of the map and is letting us scale for free. Right? Look at how we're scaling. So having this is super strong, and look at the sage wall, just another fun tip. It's like this wall is super strong. Another good way to get the bomb down. Right? So that's a good way to use her utility, her resurrection. Set up really aggressive fights, get that res. You could take these sort of aggressive fights or these high risk, high reward fights because of your resurrection. So you want to look for these. Deadlock is really interesting and not played very much, but we could talk about, you know, certain question marks that come up a lot when playing this agent. Like, how do we use her wall?
Heavy meta gun.
So let's look at this VOD here of how we actually use deadlock. We placed the deadlock wall here on A on split. It's mainly just to stop this common A lurk and to slow or stop rushes, right? That's how you want to view her wall. You can view her wall to just completely cut off a section of the map because of how annoying it is. It is also a piece of information. If we hear someone breaking this wall, that means we know that, you know, 1 or 2 people are there, however many bullets we hear, right? So this is really the strength of her wall. This wall, you can see how we could just rotate because it completely stops the A-lurk. Once it's fully constructed, we could just leave now. It's its own piece of utility or information. It's like almost like a sage wall. And it's really strong, and I want to say it's almost like a sage wall, but you can actually utilize her wall because it is see-through, right? You can utilize it to take these fights. They don't expect you to take this aggressive fight A because, you know, mainly people will think, oh, it's just a sage wall, they'll just cut off, no threat to it. But if we swap to that deadlock, you can see he takes this aggressive fight just because it is a deadlock wall, and it does the role of a sage wall and it does the role of being aggressive. So you want to take these different, you know, fights. Like, you could either be aggressive, you could be passive. That's the beauty of this wall. You also want to utilize her nade in a way with, like, to combine with other pieces of utility like a raise nade. That's what is really common. It's like a fade suck. And combining her utility is super strong. And I think the biggest question mark I get is just how do I use her wall? Because that's probably the biggest piece of utility. And that's really how you use it. You just want to cut off a section of the map, cut off a common lurk, or just cut off, you know, mains, slow down rushes. On attack, you can just slow down floods and retakes. It's pretty strong usually. So let's go into competitive or unrated game. Try these agents. They'll be hard because they are good on a few maps, but just try these fundamentals to gain some consistency on these agents. I'm Coach NJV, and I hope you enjoyed.